Hey guys, welcome back to BeardYGO. So today we have got Tristan over here. He took regional by storm, taking first place, undefeated, and yeah, Tristan, tell us about your deck.
So I played regionals at Geek Home, shoutouts at Geek Home. I went 6-0. I was playing Speedroid Kashtira, or fondly how people have been naming it throughout the regionals, birth control. Uh,
Gross.
it is what it is. So my matchups, round one, I played against Vanquish Soul. Round two, I played against Branded. Round three, I played against Fire King. Round four, I played against Salamangrade. Round five, I played against another Bastille Runic. And round six, I played against Lab. And I went out undefeated throughout the whole tournament.
Awesome. All right, let's see what your deck has got, and you can tell us all the ins and outs and everything of it.
Okay, so firstly and most importantly, we have 3 Kashtira Unicorn. This card is supposed to be called Speedroid Kashtira Unicorn. This is the reason why the deck functions. Everything about the deck functions through this card. It is a level 7 wind monster that it's basically 2 bodies if you get a hold of Birth. It special summons itself. It's an extender in cases. It just does everything you need the deck to do. 3 Kashtira Fenrir. So everyone says how broken Fenrir is as a card. Imagine how broken it is in its own archetype. Being able to search out any Kashtira monster at whim, summoning it, going second, breaking boards. This card is just insane, and I'm going to be very sad when Konami decides to ban it. 1 Scareclaw Kashtira. This is usually you just search this off your Fenrir. It's a free extender. It's a level 7. It helps you go into Draco Sack. I'll explain a bit more on that later. But it's a crucial combo piece, and its effect helps you get over Towers monsters. It really comes up attacking and defense. It's a big boy. Not much to say. For consistency, of course, 3 Raytoth planets. Which Kashtira do you want? Yeah, sure, I'll get it. Not much to say about Raytoth. The attack boost and defense boost really does come up. Then we have 2 Kashtira Birth. Look at my beautiful mismatch rarities. This card is insane. If I have Kashtira Birth on the field at any point, I know I'm in control of that game. It has 3 busted effects. If you have Fenrir Unicorn in hand, you can normal summon it. It's a monster reborn of any Kashtira, including if it's banished, which is even better in some cases. Let's say they merge your Unicorn, you bringing it back. And the banished 3 face down from the graveyard that came up. It came up against both Bastille decks, the Runic and the Branded. And it's came in clutch. That's it for the Kashtira part of the deck. Now we get to the Speedroid portion of the deck. Firstly, our honorary Speedroid, we have Mecha Phantom Beast Tetherwolf. So this is a nice include in the deck. Basically what it does on normal summon, it spawns a Mecha Phantom Beast token, 0 attack, 0 defense, level 3, and then it gains the level of all Mecha Phantom Beast tokens on the field. So basically this turns into a level 7. So it's crucial for Baron plays, it's crucial for Draco Sack plays, and more importantly by itself, if you have nothing else in your hand, you can normal summon this and you can make Speedroid a rubber band shooter, which is a link to just off this card. Then we have 1 Fushimidoshi Piper and 1 Double Yo-Yo. So what Double Yo-Yo does is on normal summon, you can target a level 3 or lower Speedroid in your graveyard and monster reborn it. This card is just free Synchro 7 basically. Every time you see this card in hand, you have control of the game if you have any monsters in graveyard. As for Fushimidoshi Piper, it's probably the best Speedroid monster, because what it does is on normal or special summon, you excavate cards from the top of your deck up to the number of other wind monsters you control, and you add 1 to your hand, and the rest goes to the bottom of the deck. There's no restriction on what you add. It can be a wind monster, a spell trap, no restriction. It's basically part of prosperity, and sometimes you go in for 5, which is insane. Double Speedroid Terratop, bring my boy back to 3, please. I need the power boost. He's just insane. He's just consistency. He's everything you need in a card. If you control no monsters, you special summon him, and then he just snowballs. Everyone knows about how broken he is. I'm not going to dwell too much on him. 2 Speedroid Car Turbo. So what this does is, if you control any wind monster, you can activate it in your hand to special summon it, and it's a level 3 wind tuner monster. But then after that, it restricts you from activating the effects of non-wind monsters for the rest of the turn. So you can still special summon like Fenrir, but you just cannot activate its effect, which really does come up. And it has a secret effect where you can banish it and another Speedroid from your grave, and it boosts the attack of all wind monsters on the field by 800. So that stacks. So you summon Barone, that's a 3800 Barone. If you have the Kashtira field spell, the Barone is 4000 sometimes. It comes up, and it's basically just a free tuner extender. In that vein, double Taki Tamborg. It's also a level 3 Speedroid. Its effect is that if you control a wind monster, much like Car Turbo, you can special summon it for no restriction. But you can tribute it to special summon any Speedroid tuner from deck. So you can summon Car Turbo off this, you can summon Fushimidoshi Piper off this, you can summon Den Daiko Duke off this, and then it locks you into win for the rest of the turn. So this is the only real card that locks you, and it's only after you activate its second effect. You can only special summon this once per turn, which does come up, because I did normal summon it a few times. So you normal summon it, and then you search another one, and then you special summon it, which is great. And then one Den Daiko Duke. This is probably the worst Speedroid to see in your hand. He is a level 3 tuner, so in worst cases, you special summon Unicorn, you normal summon him, you make Barone. But what he does is, if he's in the graveyard, you can banish him to special summon any Speedroid tuner from your hand or graveyard, which is pretty nuts, extending plays. Yeah, he does come up. That's it for the Speedroid portion of the deck. Now, for the hand traps, and probably the best card in the deck, 3D Shifter. It's D-Shifter. You can play D-Shifter, you play D-Shifter. This card has, every time I drop D-Shifter, I won that game. People sometimes didn't even play a card and they scooped. This card is just insane. 3 Ash Blossom, because it's Ash. Double Mourner. So, my thinking behind this is, because Kieran is a thing, I didn't want to play Impum in the format. So I thought, Mono would be a better option. It's also a wind level 3 monster. It's a tuner, so you can make, it's again, Barone plays. If you special summon any wind monster, it's a normal summon that can make Rubber Band Shooter. So in some cases it's an extender. I never used its effect, but it was there. Double Droll and Lockbird. So the thinking behind Droll is Small World. So spoiler alert, Small World is in this deck, and I didn't want to not play Droll. Fire King being in the format, Droll always goes in. Some other Kashtira decks being in the format, Droll goes in. I played against Vanquish Soul. I actually excavated this off Fushimidoshi Piper during my first turn, and I added it, and then I just Drolled him on his turn. This card is insane, and yeah, it's Small World capable. Also, it's a wind monster, so special summon Unicorn, normal summon this, make Car Turbo, which is pretty wild. And the last hand trap is Impum. I didn't want to brick on too many Moonlit Chills, so I decided, let me just play the one Impum. It is what it is. That's 10 hand traps. That's 13 non-engine if you count Fenrir, and they all served me very well during the regionals. Then we have double Pot of Prosperity. Why not 3? Because I hate excavating 3 cards and seeing double pot. I hate opening my opening hand and seeing double pot. So that never happened. So I'm glad I played it at 2. And usually you just excavate 3 of this. because you excavate 3, and then with Fushimodoshi Piper, it's usually also another 3. So in any case, you get to your 6, and it just helps you dig for whatever you need to pass priority to your opponent. And it's so crazy, this card. I don't need to talk more about Prosperity. And then double Small World. So the deck is filled with winds. Unicorn is a wind psychic, and all the Speedroids are wind machines. So what this does is they're the bridge. If you have any of those cards, you just bridge into this and bridge into the part that you're missing. What's also pretty crazy is that I once I bridged Shifter into Droll, because they're both spellcasters, and that's any wind monster. And something else that you can do is if you have Droll, you can reveal Shifter, and you can go into Terratop because they have 1200 attack, which is pretty wild. And then the last 2 cards in the deck, Terraforming, because I need to see that field spell, and Call by the Grave, because sometimes Droll is not great, so you just wanna avoid that. And that's it for the main. That's 40 even. I don't think I would change anything. Maybe the Moonlets. But I was pretty happy with the deck. It performed as well as I would hope it would. Shoutouts, 3 Dark Soul tokens. Sometimes you do summon 3 tokens. Comes up. For probably the card that ties the whole deck together. Double a Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter. So what this does, it takes 2 wind monsters, any wind monsters, and what it does is it banishes a wind synchro monster from your extra deck, face up. Then you take 2 Speedroid monsters that total the level of that banished synchro monster, and then your opponent randomly chooses one that goes to hand and the other goes to grave. So I only play 3 and 4s for the Speedroids, so I only have level 6 and 7s for this as target. But every time this went through, it was Baron access, basically. It also has a second effect where you can normal summon a wind monster in addition to your normal summoner set for the turn, but then it locks you into special summoning synchro monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, which is pretty fine. The normal summon comes up if you have Birth on the field, you have Unicorn in hand, you activate its effect, you just plop the Unicorn into the field, and Bob's your uncle. For the last 2 links, you have Donna, Dagger for Hire, in case they Nibiru you, in case you have a Kashtira monster in your hand that you want to get out. He basically takes any 2 monsters with different types, and then you can activate his effect to target for hire monster you control and a monster your opponent controls, pop them, so he gets rid of a threat, and then he clears a field so that you can just special summon out any Speedrun, any Kashtira monster, sorry. Then we have one Vastleg, the Desperate Doom Eagle. This card actually, it basically won me a game against the Salad player. It won the match actually, because he had Balinks and 2 Parallel Exceeds on the field, and he was going second. So what he could have done is he could have went into transcode, access code, and update Jamami. But because of Vastleg over here, if he tries to go into transcode, you just activate this to shuffle back the target, and then there goes your update jammer, there goes your OTK. So he actually did come up. I would change this for an SP if I had one, but maybe he's proved his worth. For the level 6 synchros, we have 1 Stardust Charge Warrior and 1 Adamancipator Risen Raptite. Charge Warrior, if you're trying to synchro climb, it's an easy draw 1 if you haven't went into Prosperity, or if you have Prosperity in your hand, he's an easy banish 1 from the extra deck because he draws 1 card. So that was my thinking behind this. And then Raptite. Speedroid decks don't really play this, but he did come up against Bastille Runic. We were basically in a simplified game state, and he only had 1 card left in hand. So I summoned this on the field. It's 2800 defense, that's a big booty. Couldn't get over him, and if you have Bastilles in your hand, he's basically a DD Crow on your opponent's turn. So they attempt to Bastille, you just DD Crow their target. So he also won me a game, and I'm glad I included it. For the Synchro 7s, we have a kind of a toolkit. We have Wind Pegasus, Attic Nista, Clear Wind Fast Dragon, and Clear Wind Synchro Dragon. So depending on your matchup, is you decide what to banish from your extra deck with the rubber band shooter. So if you're playing again, if you have a troublesome back row that you want to get rid of, you make this. He's a non-targeting destroy a spell trap on the field, which comes up, and then if a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while he's on the field or in your grave, you can banish him to target a card your opponent controls and shuffle it into the deck. So he's also like removal in the worst case. So if you synchro climb with him, you're pretty safe in your plays. Clearing Fast Dragon, I usually banish this against like Lab or something that doesn't use the extra deck, because what he does is quick effect. You can target a monster special summon from the extra deck. Its attack becomes 0 and its effects are negated, and that lasts until the end of the turn. So this provides some neat damage step rules. OTKs, he's big. People don't really know what he does, and if he's destroyed, you can place him in your pendulum zone, and then if you have 2 Speedroids that total 7, you can send them to the graveyard and bring him back. I never used that effect, but it was there if I ever did. And then Clear Awakening Synchro Dragon, you usually, if it's a extra deck heavy deck, you usually banish this from your extra deck to activate Rubber Band Shooter. And what he does is he's a level 5 or higher monster negate, and he's a level 5 or higher targeting negate, monster targeting negate. So he does come up. He comes up again. He came up against Lab, against any synchro deck really. Yeah, so it's more of a toolkit of 7s, and it really depends on the match that you're playing. And then the true boss monster of the game, of the deck, we played double Baron de Fleur. Every game I made Baron. Every game Baron did what Baron does. Sometimes you're like, well, why do I play 2? Sometimes you make a Baron, they attempt to Nibiru you, just to waste your Baron. So you negate with Baron, you use the Speedroids to go into the second Baron, and then during your opponent's turn, you have Birth on field. You target target a Kashtira monster in your grave. You take out this Baron, summon the Kashtira monster. Now your Birth is live, and you have a Fenrir or Unicorn on your field. So yeah, double Baron definitely did come up, and this card is just crazy. Every deck plays Baron if they can, and this is probably the deck that makes best use out of it. That's it for the synchros. For the XYZ monsters, we play 1 Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosac. This card allows you to go into Speedroid combo with any 2 Kashtira monsters. All it takes is 2 level 7 monsters. Then you can detach 1 material to summon 2 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. Both those tokens are wins, so you can just go straight into Rubber Band Shooter. I usually use this and a token so that you have a free level 3 body to synchro with. Also, he has a neat effect that while you control Mecha Phantom Beast tokens, he cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, which is pretty crazy because you can just make him summon the tokens, swing in, and then make Zeus afterwards. And then you can make Rubber Band Shooter, activate Rubber Band Shooter's effect to normal summon, chain the Zeus, everything gets wiped, and then you normal summon the Speedroid, which is pretty nuts. Oh, and he's a skill drain out, which it came up. 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, because I don't like losing in time. That's it. 1 Typhon. I never summoned Typhon once the whole day. He's the only card in the extra deck that I never summoned. He might be cuttable actually, because you just have big bodies to ram over anything. And then lastly, for the extra deck, you have 1 Zeus. He comes up now and then. I did make him, and he won me again. That's it for the main and extra. Now for the side. 3 beautiful mismatched copies of Ghost Bell, cause Labyrinth, cause Fire King. Yeah, that's it. Ghost Bell goes in. 1 Draw and Lockbird to complete the set. You don't like losing to Vanadium, neither should you play 3 draw. Double Pancratops. This card is insane. It's a level 7 monster. It's a free extender, so you can go into Dracosac with this. Actually, what you can do is you can, if your opponent has two monsters, you can special summon Fenrir, special summon Pancratops, and then the game's over, because what are they really doing? This came up against Salad. He made Heat Soul and he had two face downs, and then in my standby phase he flipped Anti-Spell. So what I did is I special summoned Pank, I attacked over the Heat Soul, I popped the other set, and then I cosmiced away the I popped the anti-spell and I cosmic away the last set, and then I was free to make my plays. And he clears up the field by himself, so you're free for Kashtira combo. Triple Cosmic Cyclone. This card is incredible. Any deck that uses a field spell, Fire King, Runic, protection doesn't help. It helps against floodgates. Every time I use this card, it actually got judgmented the one time. That's how important this card is. So yeah, I think this is definitely a mainstay of the format, and probably one of the best spell trap removals in the game. One Duster. I never used it, but it's Duster. You play it. And then for the going first sides, you play Triple Judgment. This card is insane. Your opponent has any two monsters in the field, you have this set. They go into SP, they're like banish one, you're like hold up, I'ma just judgment that. And they go -2 for no reason. This card is crazy. I negated evenly matched with this. I negated a Dispatcher Summon with this. Yeah, I love this card. And then the last two is my mismatched rarities of Summon Limit. So, in a simplified game state, if you have Birth, Unicorn, and Fenrir, and you have this, no one's beating you, because they won't be able to get over all four of them, and it just really simplifies the game state. If you have Baron in this, you can just use the Baron to protect this card if they want a Cosmic, if they want a Duster, and your opponent can't play. I was playing against VS, and he normal summoned Horizon for no effect because he was worried about my Baron. And then so I just on resolution I just flipped Summon Limit. So he either had to choose to go into to tag into BeardYGO or to go into Rock, and either way he was losing that game. What makes this especially incredible with the judgments is Fushimidoshi Piper and Prosperity. You can just go through your whole plays, and then you can Fushimidoshi Piper or Prosperity at the end after you've decked them, and then you excavate this, and then they lose all hope basically. Yeah, that's the main and side, guys.
Nice, man. It's really, really interesting, and I'm so happy to finally see a deck that wasn't on the radar actually take a regionals. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You got any shoutouts that you want to call out?
Yeah, I'll shout out to you for having me on your channel. Shout out to DT for I come here often to deck test. Shout out to Mirage Gaming. I play locals there mainly. Shout out to my friends Ruslan, Bulela, Shiv. Shiv lent me a bunch of the cards actually, so shout out to him. Shout out to Roderick who helped me practice. Yeah, shout out to everyone's support on the day. It was immense, and I really appreciate it as well.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Once again, congratulations, and I hope to see you topping another regional or maybe even nationals this year.
Let's hope so.
All right, everyone, have a good day. I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.